Hey guys, Janet here, aka Game Monosis, and today we are going to be talking about the Game Awards 2018. The list of nominees just came out, so I'm going to go ahead and vote on camera for you guys today, talk about the games, why I'm selecting them, how I feel about the categories, and all of that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Alright, so the Game Awards. It's happening this year, December 6th, 2018. This is the 5th annual year the Game Awards is happening. Every year they kind of tweak and adjust the categories. This year they added a lot of esports stuff. I don't know if I can opt out of voting for stuff I don't know about. I hope so. Apparently you can vote once every 24 hours. Seems kind of excessive. Now, once again, it's my first time ever voting for the Game Awards. I have watched it, I think for the last year or maybe 2 years. And I wasn't really sure how does my vote factor in to all of this. So I went ahead and looked at how winners are selected, and it's 90% the jury, the voting jury, kind of experts in the field, and then 10% fan votes. But your vote can be higher if you share it on social media, so you can just keep aggressively voting. Once again, I don't think I'm going to be voting more than the one time. But yeah, boosted votes are given an extra 10% weighting within the total fan vote calculation, but the overall weighting of the fan vote is still 10%. So it doesn't. So you can edge out other fans, but you can't edge out, you're still 10%. You're part of the 10% versus the jury, which is 90%. So just if you're curious, if you do want to vote yourselves, you guys can go ahead and go to the link. I'll put it in the description as well. It's thegameawards.com. Starting out with Game of the Year. So we'll just jump to the kind of biggest thing first. We have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. So, it's kind of weird because, Red Dead, just came out. I feel like there hasn't been that much time to spend with it. I can very confidently say, just process of elimination-wise, this is an easy one. It's God of War. Story's incredible. The cinematography is breathtaking. The way they've, revitalized the series, it's a wonderful in that it manages to be both kind of a fun, mindless experience, but it also has depth in the way it draws on lore, in the way it creates its characters and develops its story. So it kind of has the best balance of everything. There's some side quests, some side missions and things to do. So it's if you just want something basic that you can just kind of play through, and you don't really have to be that even good of a gamer to get through it, God of War is great. If you want a high quality game that has beautiful art direction and an interesting story, God of War is still the game for you. It just caters to everything so well. Unlike, Celeste, it's really good, but, it just don't got the sauce to me. I can't really speak on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's not really my type of game, and it hasn't been, crazy critically acclaimed either, so I feel pretty good on that. Marvel Spider-Man, this, is too basic. It's just not, that great of a game. It's really fun, but it's not, incredible. And Red Dead Redemption 2 actually has, a lot of flaws. The controls are really clunky. To name a few, and then there's some weird it's open world, but it actually feels pretty limited, I would say. I can get kind of more in depth on that stuff in other videos because I could talk about that for a long time. But yeah, God of War, not even a question. Okay. Oh, I have to so let's see, you have to sign in to vote. Yeah, I'll just sign in using Twitter. That's fine. I hope it doesn't have my stuff pop up. Alright, cool. And I can share on social media and then have it boost my stuff. I don't like that you have to go back and forth through all of them. I feel like that's going to take a while. Best ongoing game, kind of a weird category. So many games are ongoing. So I guess it's it has to be really ongoing. Because with DLCs and stuff, it's is anything ever really done anymore? No Man's Sky is doing some really amazing things, actually. But I can't really comment because I haven't played it. But, props to them. Overwatch is obviously always cool. It's gotta be Fortnite. The weekly content updates on that game and the way they, have branched out the story. Not the story, because it's not really, a story, but, the lore and all, the fan theories that develop around, the little things they do, with the cube and everything. And they have, these one-off events, and they keep adding more, items and weapons. And, literally something's always going on with that game. And that's really, really impressive. So, yeah, it's got to be Fortnite. I know it's not, it gets a lot of hate, but, geez, nothing's more ongoing than Fortnite right now either, or pulling it off as well. Best game direction. This is a weird category because it has to do with like creative vision and innovation. I feel like how is this? I don't know how that's different than like I get Game of the Year is like holistic, but I'm like, what? I mean, it's basically like, oh, this is a good game. Yeah, this is a tough one. Definitely not Red Dead or Spider-Man. God of War, I mean, probably because it's, to me, the best game of the year, so by default it would probably be the best design, but I'm going to actually pick either A Way Out or Detroit Become Human, because I think both of those do a really good job, specifically with, like, the way everything is directed, although I will say, like, that one take for God of War is, like, so impressive. How is it described again? Outstanding creative vision and innovation. I don't know if Detroit Become Human had innovation. Also, by the way, guys, if you didn't know, Detroit Become Human is my problematic fave of the year. I love that game. It definitely has flaws, and socially, it's got some things going on that I cannot really defend, to be honest. It's a little head ass. It's a lot of head ass in a lot of ways, but I loved it. You know what, just in the breadth of what's going on in Detroit Become Human, I'm going to say it's Detroit Become Human. I did love a lot of the shots and the way that co-op functioned in A Way Out. Like, I thought it was just really, had a lot of, like, surprisingly masterful moments to it, but, oh my god, if you've ever seen, like, that, Say What You Want About David Cage, but when he shared out, like, that, those narrative branches, I'm just like, oh my god. Best narrative, yeah, it's definitely going to be Detroit Become Human. Once again, it was just, you know, maybe it's God of War, but, like, I just loved, like, the way the different branches of the narrative really got to me, and they were really, like, truly well done, and there was a lot of moments of, like, legitimate shock. Like, there's a scene in Detroit Become Human where I literally, like, gasp, and I'm taken aback for several minutes. I haven't really experienced that in a game ever, so, I mean, I gotta give that to Detroit Become Human. Also, like, so much of its game is the story that, you know, God of War just doesn't exactly have that, even if their story is, like, more powerful, maybe? Or more, maybe more powerful, I think. Best art direction. I don't even know what this game is, but it's come up, like, a lot, and I need to play it, because I don't know what this game is. I feel bad. Well, maybe if I play it, I can vote again for it. All the games should win. Best art direction, it's going to be God of War for that one take shot. I don't know. That's not really art direction specifically, but I mean, I think it's also just a beautiful looking game. I mean, that what is it, the world serpent in God of War, that alone, it's like, okay, it's over. Best score / music presented by Spotify for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song and or licensed soundtrack. Okay. I actually haven't played Ni no Kuni 2, which I know is bad. I haven't played Octopath either, but I'm not interested in playing Octopath Traveler. Red Dead, I don't notice the music at all, to be honest. I guess Celeste. I mean, it has pretty good music, so yeah, we're just gonna go with that. Best audio design presented by Dolby, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. I have not played Call of Duty Black Ops 4, so I can't comment. I also haven't played Forza. God of War, we're good. Marvel Spider-Man, we're good. Red Dead, we're good. Definitely God of War. I also don't know why Spider-Man is on this list. Like, I don't think it has good sound design, like, at all. I don't hear any of the sound design, pretty much. And by sound design, it's like, you know, sound design is like the noises things make. It's not like the music, because I feel like it's on here because of, like, the way it uses, like, its score, you know, when you're swinging, but, like, the sounds that are actually in the game aren't noteworthy to me, so definitely God of War. So, you know, when you, like, you know, throw that axe and everything. Best performance, I think this is a pretty cool category, so it's awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. Now, so many talented people on this list and amazing performances. I really did love the acting for Spider-Man. Like, Yuri did an amazing job. You know, Arthur Morgan's cool too, but, like, you know, I don't know. I don't really care that much, to be honest. I know Cassandra was incredible in Odyssey, even though I haven't played it. Obviously, Kratos is dope. Connor is dope. I'm gonna have to give it to Connor for Detroit Become Human, just because I feel like the fact that it's motion capture adds another layer to it. And once again, that game is so like story driven. Oh, I didn't actually cast my vote. Confirm vote. There we go. I voted. Games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning or message. I find the phrasing of this kind of funny too. Pro-social. Like, what does that mean? 1111 Memories we told I haven't played. I want to, though, after this list came out. There's Celeste, Florence, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, which I actually have not played yet, which aches my heart because I love Life is Strange. I'm going to have to play that, and maybe I'll come back and change my vote. But right now, same deal with The Missing. That game looks really interesting. I'd like to play that as well. But for right now, I would definitely have to say Celeste. Like, what it did, like its message in terms of like mental health and depression and anxiety was really powerful. And I think what's most impressive about Celeste, and that I can't imagine any other game on this list doing, is that it's so beautifully weaved the gameplay with its message. Like the act of doing that hard platforming and just kind of doing something for the sake of doing it because you feel like you need to get something done, and that kind of like, let me just prove myself to myself while fighting my inner demons like that. And, you know, and doing that in the game with like battle line and with the platforming really effectively mirrored the experience of having depression and fighting anxiety and on a daily basis. So that was just also really brilliant, because a lot of times with these games that are like, you know, have more of like a social commentary or a message, like the message causes you to almost sacrifice some of the gameplay and it ends up like being not the focus. But with Celeste, like it's such an incredible game and also such an incredible thing to put out in the world. On that note, best independent game, we have Celeste, we have Dead Cells, haven't played Dead Cells, Into the Breach, haven't played Into the Breach, I just basically have not played any of these indie games. I guess I missed like all the good indie games of 2018. The Messenger I'm like really put off by. Everyone was like praising it a lot, like on like, you know, the Nintendo voice chat podcast forums, but I was just like, I'm just so not interested. And I don't know why, something about it being like old school looking and it just, ugh. So I'm just going to vote for Celeste because I know that game, and that game is awesome. And I can't really imagine something being better than that. But once again, haven't played a lot of them on this list. It's kind of an eye-opening moment for me. Now we have mobile games. I actually have played a lot of mobile games this year. I played Donut County. I played Florence. Florence is actually a really beautiful game. You guys should all play it. It's really quick. You know, maybe like, I don't know, 40 minutes, an hour? It's like super short. It's like this nice interactive story, and it's really well designed. I find it so weird that Fortnite's on here. Like, I know they just had their mobile release. PUBG's also on here, but it's just like, it's just weird to me. Like, I guess the best game is probably Fortnite, but since it's not designed for mobile or designed with mobile in mind, I feel like whatever. Florence is really, really smart in its design. So I kind of want to give it to Florence, but I enjoyed Donut County more as a game. I'm gonna have to give it to Florence. Florence just, it's such a unique experience and really does an amazing job at being like designed specifically. Does an amazing job at like being specifically designed for the platform. Like Donut County is designed mobile in mind, but it's also like on console. And not to say that that's why it shouldn't be the best mobile game, but like just the fact that like when you play Florence, you'll like I kind of understand, but like it's designed like in a way that takes advantage of the mobile platform. So I think it's the best mobile game because it works that platform so well. In addition to just being wonderful. Okay, best VR AR game. For the best game experience, playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. It's interesting too, like seeing how these, you know, categories are constantly adjusting and evolving to fit like the market and what's going on, but also like will change in the future. All right, we have Astrobot Rescue Mission, which I haven't played yet. I'm so sad. I want to play it. I asked Gamefly for it, but it did not work out. So we have some beef. Beat Saber, I'm gonna play that. It's coming to PSVR really soon. Firewall Zero Hour, I haven't played. Moss, I also haven't played. And Tetris Effect, I have played. I play like actually a good amount of VR, but I just haven't like fully played any of these games. Like I've played like some demo things, but not the full game. So I don't know if I can vote on this. You know, like Oh, I don't know. But I know all these games oddly well, which is kind of weird. I'm gonna vote on it, even though I'm a little misinformed, but that never stopped me from voting before. It's my American duty to vote on the Game Awards. As far as, like, what's the best game, it might just be Tetris Effect. Like, I haven't played the full, like, version, but that demo is, like, mind-blowing, and it's just such a... I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, I feel like it's kind of, like, wrong for it to win because it's basically like this game Tetris has existed forever, but honestly, like, what they did with it was just so innovative and so different. And when I first heard about Tetris Effect, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool, but I mean, it's just like another version of Tetris. Like, we have a million versions of Tetris out at this point, but like they actually really did change so much and adjust so many things and really put their own unique spin on it that, like, Tetris Effect really is its own game within the Tetris universe that stands on its own right, because that's just how distinct and different it is. And I like that it's also a really good, like, game that you can play with or without VR, but VR kind of enhances it. For that reason, I also kind of feel like it's a little weird that's on this list because it's not like a VR exclusive game. Like, these other games, like, you can only play in VR, so I kind of feel like it's a little weird. It just is playable in virtual reality, so I guess it's okay, but I just feel like that's kind of weird that it's on the list for that reason. I feel like it kind of shouldn't be. I think it should be exclusive to VR, the category at least, but since it's worded that way, I guess it's fine. Best action game, once again, I haven't played COD, I haven't played Dead Cells, I don't really play Destiny. I haven't played any game on this list. I guess I don't do action games. I guess I do not play action games. It's definitely not Mega Man. I don't think of Dead Cells as an action game. I guess it's... I don't know. I'm not going to vote in this category. I'm too ill-informed. I'll come back one day when I have more information. Like, I just casually know all those games. I don't really have any connection to them. Best action-adventure game. Assassin's Creed, God of War. It's God of War because it was also Game of the Year. Also, Shadow of the Tomb Raider's on here, in case you didn't know. But it's a little laggy, so I'm trying not to scroll through everything. Come on. There we go. Yeah, this is just kind of a by default situation at this point. Confirm vote. So, best RPG. I don't really do RPGs like that. I don't know. And I'm just gonna keep scrolling because I don't know these enough to really say much. Best fighting game. Also, I'm good. I really want to get Soul Calibur 6 because that seems really cool, and I loved Soul Calibur 4. So I do want to do that, but I have not played those yet. Okay, keeping it moving. Best family game. It's funny because when this came up, my brother was like, he's been in a couple of videos. You guys might remember him. My brother was like, oh, this is the Nintendo section. And it totally was. I mean, Overcooked 2 is on a couple different platforms, but like, and so is Starlink, but it's the Nintendo section. It's Mario Tennis Aces, The Labo, Overcooked 2, Starlink Battle for Atlas, or Super Mario Party. Actually, I haven't played the new Super Mario Party. Super Mario Party is probably the best at being a family game. But yeah, the best game appropriate for family play. I feel like Overcooked 2 is too complicated for family play. Like casual family play, you know? It's probably Super Mario Party, but Overcooked 2 is a better game, so we're just gonna go with Overcooked 2. So yeah, I wouldn't want to play that with, like, I mean, I don't have kids and stuff, but I wouldn't want, like, to play that with my kids necessarily, unless they were, like, I guess good at games, but it's just not, like, that accessible. It's, like, very simple mechanics, but I'm like, you're just gonna fuck this up, so I don't want to deal with this. Mario Party is, like, it's fine, you know? It's all good. Roll the dice. Like, it's run it back. That's it. Okay. Best strategy game. Another one that I don't think I'm going to have anything to say on. No, I have nothing for this. I'm just going to keep going. This is good. This is me, like, learning what my gaps are. Let me know in the comments, guys, what your gaps are, where you're like, I don't know any of the games in this category. Don't know what's going on. Best sports/racing game. I don't know why this is in one category. Sports and racing are, like, two very different genres of game. I don't know why they're together. And I also don't like that they're together as traditional and non-traditional. Like, I'm sorry, but Mario Tennis Aces is not better than FIFA 19. Like, it's never, like, they should not even be in the same section. Like, they really, really shouldn't. Honestly, This is probably Forza Horizon 4, but I haven't actually played it yet. So I'm just going to go FIFA 19, even though, to be real, like, FIFA 19, I like a lot of the things they introduced. Like, I love the house rules mode is really, really fun. I think it's cool that now in the story mode you can play as Alex Hunter's sister. That's nice. And I actually am enjoying the new kind of like time shot mechanic, but visually I'm pretty underwhelmed. I don't really know how many like new leagues got added. I don't think many, if any at all. Yeah, I feel like gameplay wise, like it did step up, but visually, like the presentation is like not very good. I'm playing on Xbox One though, and I think if I had the X or even the PS4 Pro, it would look a lot nicer. Like, I have a conspiracy theory that like not only do those like Pro Elite consoles look better, but also like I swear like the regular ones are starting to look super dusty with some of these like more graphics based games. But yeah, I've never actually played Pro Evolution Soccer, but like fuck it, I'm good. I play FIFA. I'm a FIFA player at the end. Best multiplayer game, we have COD, we have Destiny, Fortnite, Monster Hunter, Sea of Thieves. I guess I'm just gonna have to go with Fortnite because like Fortnite's just fun. Like, even if you don't like it, I feel like you have to understand the appeal of it. Like, and I don't really play like a lot of Fortnite, to be honest, because I can't build, and I'm like, this is just sad. So best student game, I don't know any of these games, so we're just gonna keep going. So I don't know what these would be. Okay, best debut indie game, recognizing a new independent studio that released its first game in 2018. Winner selected by fan voting. Oh, that's interesting. So this one is purely selected by fan voting. I didn't notice. So a few of the categories are fan voting. I did know that, but I wasn't sure which ones. Okay, so we have Donut County, we have Florence again, we have Moss, we have The Messenger, and we have Yoko's Island Express. It's definitely Yoko's Island Express. This is not only the best game on this list, in my opinion, it's also one of the best games I've played all year. Like, all of you guys have to play it. You absolutely have to play this game. This is my soapbox game. The one that I'm like, I just really shouting from the hilltops, yelling at people on the street, like, you have to play Yoko's Island Express. It is so much fun. It is a pinball platformer Metroidvania. I know it sounds kind of stupid on paper, but it's really, really cute and really intuitive. You don't have to actually be good at pinball to kind of get it and get in the flow of things. It is like heavy on exploration, and even though it's Metroidvania, it doesn't feel like annoying. Like, I don't feel like, oh, I can't go here because I don't have this one power, because it's also not really clear like when you'll get the powers or how you'll get them or how the powers will help you do what you need to do until you already have them. So it flows in a very like natural, engrossing way, and it just like fires on all cylinders. This is an incredible game. It is definitely one of my favorite games of the year. By a lot. Best esports game, for a game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. I feel like this category is also weird because you're never really sure when a game's gonna like become esports level, and you know, like, I feel like it's the same games every year pretty much, so that's just kind of weird. And then if you made a rule where you couldn't repeat them, you would just have to put anything that came out that year. So I think it's kind of like a weird category that you don't need. I'm gonna go with Overwatch because it's a really well made game and has longevity. It keeps getting new heroes. The reveals are really interesting, but most of all because of the way the category is framed as far as like tournaments and all these other aspects, like with Overwatch League and all of that. I feel like that's why it's deserves to win. I mean, I guess if I'm being like really honest, like Dota 2 and like League and stuff, they've been at it for so long that they're probably, in CSGO and all those other games have been at it for so long that they're probably better, but Overwatch is a soft spot for me, so I'm going to go with Overwatch. It's not going to be Fortnite because even though it's a great game and it's picking up a lot of steam in the esports section, I feel like there's like, I don't know, I don't think they're that great at like organizing their events and tournaments quite yet because they're so new. I don't think it's bad necessarily, and I actually really enjoyed watching like Summer Skirmish, but I just feel like it's still a little sloppy. And I really like what Overwatch is doing in terms of esports, even if they're not like maybe doing things as well. Obviously this is Sonic Fox. I don't even need to double check the other names. I actually don't know esports players that well, but I love him. He's great. He deserves to win because, you know, he literally tweeted out, "I'm gay, also the best DBZ player on this fucking planet. Don't forget it." That's some boss shit. And that alone, like, you have my vote, sir. This is incredible. Best esports team, I don't know. I kind of like Cloud9 because I've watched, you know, some documentaries and got a little invested. Though, also have a soft spot for Overwatch League, and London Spitfire seems cool. But I think I'm just going to keep scrolling on this one. That's kind of my feelings on that. Best esports coach, I don't know. Best esports event, I don't know. Maybe, probably Evo, but I feel like I don't really have the knowledge to say, so I think I'm just going to keep going because, yeah. Best esports hosts, I don't know any of these, so we're just going to keep going. Best esports moment, I'm Sonic Fox all day. Like, fuck it. Let's go. Let's ride. Content creator of the year, me, obviously. No, everyone always makes that joke when this category is up there. There's Dr. Lupo, Myth, Ninja, Pokimane, and Willy Rex. I don't actually know pretty much any of these except for Ninja. I'm just gonna skip this because I don't really know any of the content creators. Alright, and that is it. Those are my votes for the Game Awards 2018, happening December 6th. I can vote every 24 hours, just like you guys. So go ahead and head to thegameawards.com if you're interested in being part of the fan portion of the voting. You know, that 10%, like, let's go, let's get it. Hopefully the games I voted for win, but either way, I'm looking forward to the Game Awards, in addition to the announcements and all of that stuff. They also always have, like, a few extra announcements that come out in addition to, like, the awards and all of that, so it's always entertaining to tune in for that. We know last year was interesting. Shout out to Joseph Ferris. That was entertaining content. Let me know in the comments below what game you think is Game of the Year for 2018, as well as your thoughts on the other categories, on the organization of the categories, or on some games that maybe I mentioned I didn't play that you're like, oh my god, and you play that, or what do you mean that you didn't like this game that much, blah blah, whatever. Let me know. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up, be sure to subscribe, tap the bell, and I will see you guys here next time. Bye.